Hi, today we're talking about rider nerves. Nerves is something that we all feel as riders from time to time, and some more than others, and it can really be destructive to the quality of our riding and most importantly to how much pleasure we get from our riding. Riding's supposed to be fun, whether you're a professional rider or a leisure rider or competing at a local level. The whole idea really is that it should be fun, and if it's not fun you should really what's the point really? But sometimes the nerves can inhibit the amount of fun we have, and if we can just get on top of those nerves, then we're going to enjoy things a whole lot more. A few things that I would recommend is, one is that you find a horse that is a realistic kind of a horse for you, and sometimes you have to take that deep hard look at yourself and what you're doing with your riding and how much time you have to exercise and train your horse, and make sure that you get the right horse for you. So there's no point in having a really young, huge, big, quality, hot-blooded animal like a warm blood or a thoroughbred if the horse is really stunning to look at, but in reality you're actually a little bit nervous of the horse, and it's young and needs a lot of training and a lot of time. And if you work full time, or you have kids, or you've never worked with a young horse, or you find the horse a bit intimidating, then it's probably not the right choice. So once you've got the horse for you, or if you've already got the horse and you need to work through a few things, I would recommend that you set yourself achievable goals. Setting goals is a really useful way of managing things. And so by setting yourself a little short-term, medium-term and long-term goal, your short-term goal may be just that you do something like ride alone in the arena without someone on the ground, or take your first hack out on your horse but just go down the lane, not for a long ride. And a long-term, medium-term could be something like, you're able to take your horse out to a competition and ride on your own without someone on the ground there, or perhaps to go for a hack on the beach or whatever, either in company or your long-term goal could be that you could get on your horse anywhere at any time and do anything without feeling nervous about it. So setting the goals that are realistic for you, but not unachievable goals, and not goals that you think you should be achieving because other friends and other riders are achieving them. So you think, well, I ought to be doing that. It's not about what you ought to be doing, it's about what's fun for you, what's realistic for you, and what's realistic for you and your horse. And then there's some simple things like breathing. So when you're out with your horse and you're feeling a little bit of tension, it's like anything else, going into an exam or something. But if you just take the time to focus on your breathing, think about your breathing, and take some deep breaths and relax a bit, that can help with your actual nerves while you are riding. And get yourself some sort of safety zones where you think, okay, I'm going to get on the horse and the first thing I'm going to do is ride a small circle and focus on my breathing, relax my shoulders, do a few rolling the shoulder exercises, and then think about moving out onto a bigger circle and then venturing out further afield. Another tip is to ride with another horse so that you're not alone and your horse can follow along another horse if you really are feeling nervous. And when it comes to jumping, setting yourself again achievable goals without jumping over facing yourself or your horse, and knowing which is your comfort zone. So if your comfort zone is to jump 80 centimetres, but if the jumps go up to 90 centimetres, suddenly you're a bag of nerves, then really get focused on your 80 centimetres, and then maybe only do your 90 centimetres when you've got an instructor there on the ground to really help you through it and encourage you. It's really important to think about trying not to let your nerves get the better of you and translate to the horse. So once again I emphasise thinking about your position on the horse and relaxing your shoulders and breathing, and really maintaining that lack of stiffness in your position, and almost pretending by your breathing and relaxing your shoulders that you're not nervous, even if inside you feel you are. And another thing is talking. I find that by talking to my horse or even talking to myself, that can really help your breathing and help to relax you. And you can even have a long conversation with your horse just to settle him and yourself while you're going along. You might feel that you're sounding mad, but it's better to do that than to be silent and tensing your breathing and forgetting to breathe. If you are really struggling with your nerves and you've got a horse at home and you're challenging yourself but you're feeling you're still not enjoying things, then I would highly recommend that you get an instructor and you have regular lessons. There's nothing more helpful than having regular lessons with an instructor that's going to help you gain confidence. It's always really hard to build your confidence and competency if you're just struggling on your own, and it does cost a bit of money, but it's worth it every step of the way to invest in a good local instructor that helps support and train your horse. That was quite funny there because my horse just spooked and made me jump too.